Alright, it's Barry, and today I've got my second allotment update of the year. It's the first week of May this week, and the weather is starting to pick up a bit now. We've had loads of heavy rain over the last week or so, which is actually quite welcome after it's not really rained properly for the last month. Temperatures are starting to pick up now as well, and it looks like we're going to be hovering around fairly consistent 16 degrees Celsius for the next week or two, with the nights getting up to around 10 degrees, which is really overdue to give all of our plants a bit of a boost. There's a few more bits on the go now, with more seeds going in all the time. The only problem is I've not really had the time to come over here to the allotment and get any jobs done over the last week or two, so I'm gonna have to come over for a few days next week and smash it and catch up with all those jobs. Anyway, before I get started with all of that, today is my channel's first birthday, and it's been a whole year since uploading my first video on the feeding tomatoes, and I wouldn't have guessed I'd still be doing this now in 12 months time. It's also been 18 months since I first got the allotment, and it feels like so much longer. And when I first got this allotment, it hadn't been occupied or maintained for something like 8 years, and it was completely overgrown and full of junk, and even now there's just tons of bricks and glass and just rubbish in general in the soil, so it takes quite a bit of effort to make even just standard beds. But now I've got the two greenhouses. I've got this one that I do most of the filming in, which is mainly just because of the white acrylic roof. It's really great for diffusing light, which looks better on video, but it's also got my table in here, and it doesn't get quite as hot as the big greenhouse, so it's a bit nicer when I've got to spend time in here. I also put in the polytunnel this year, and it gets really hot in there, but it stays humid, so that's going to be really great for growing melons, which I'm really looking forward to doing this year. So thanks to everyone that's watched my videos over the last year and everyone who's subscribed. It's been really great, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens over the next year. So I'm starting off in the main greenhouse with the new staging that I put in a couple of weeks ago, and this is completely full now. I might try and modify it to be hinged so that I could put it down once these plants get bigger, and then maybe I could make another one for the other side for next year so that I can double up on all the space. I've got loads of these trays which are perfect for stopping the small pots from falling over, and they keep everything tidy as well, and they also collect water, which is good for stopping the pots from drying out and also keeps the humidity up as well. These white ones were just on some racking at the exit of the garden centre, which is a good idea to stop them just going in the rubbish. I've got use out of them anyway. I also get these smaller 6-pot ones from the supermarket. They're just the yoghurt display trays, and I pick up a few of them when I need them as well. As you can see, I've got tons of tomatoes growing, and I've got the 3 larger moneymaker plants, which are the ones that I started early in February. I've got these ones that I grew from the tomato slice that I've repotted now, and I've also got a couple growing from the slices that I planted on that video. These are just growing over here in this pot. I've got the Beefmaster beef tomatoes at the back there. And then there's a tray of Gardener's Delight, and then a bit of a mix of Gigantamo and Indigo Rose here in this tray as well. I really like the look of these Indigo Rose seedlings. They're purple and pink on the undersides of the leaves. I just like how unusual they are. I think they're really going to look nice when they're a bit bigger. I've still not decided which ones to use for the plant food experiment for this year. I used the Moneymakers last year, but I think I might use the Gardener's Delights for this year. I just like them more, and they have better harvest last year, so I think these would be better to test the different fertilisers with. I was going to use the Beefmaster plants, but I think the cherry tomatoes will be better. Let me know in the comments what you think. I've also got a few chili plants mixed in here. Some are doing better than others, and these have really been impacted by the rubbish weather, the Carolina Reapers especially, but the Naga Vipers are doing well, and so are the Moruga Scorpions. So I think it's just a case of hoping that the others pick up a bit as well. And I've also got another fresh tray of them growing at home in the porch anyway, so even if these don't pick up, there's always those ones to fall back on. Over here in this tray I've got a couple of aubergines on the go and some cucumber plants which are just starting to get the first true leaves now. These are doing really well, and I've sown another full tray of cucumbers as well. They're Telegraph and Telepathy varieties. I started them off on last week's video, and they've not germinated yet. There's also a tray of lettuces there that I started off yesterday, so hopefully they'll all be germinating within around a week or so. Just next to those I've got some small spinach plants and some tobacco plants for another experiment that I'm going to be doing. Right down at this end I've got the pumpkins and sunflowers, which are starting to come through now, especially the red sun seedlings. They were the first to come up. I've got the smaller vanilla rice seedlings here as well, and a couple of Russian giants on the go as well. Over on this side, I've got my onion, which is growing from the scrap piece of onion that I planted last year. And if you haven't watched that one, I'll leave a link in the description. And it's a really good way to show how bulbs grow and all of that business. As you can see now, the individual stems have started to swell into a load of small onions. And the main thing is, though, that as I predicted last month, the onions have sent up flower stems and they are starting to develop flower buds on the end. That's just because the onions have a 2-year life cycle, and these onions grew last year before I cut the ends off and regrew them in that video. They've also been through winter dormancy and now they'll all flower. I'm just going to let them get on with it and just see what happens and how big they grow. Here's the first sunflower that I started, and it's just growing like crazy. It's a Russian giant and it really needs repotting as soon as I get the chance. I'll probably just get this into a massive pot now and then just leave it in that for the rest of the year. Just here I've got the melon seedlings, which are also starting to get the first true leaves, so that's really good to see. I've kept these with bottles on the top just to keep the humidity up inside, because the melon seedlings are a bit more sensitive to it than the others, so it's just to keep them safe just in case. I've got a couple of other bits over here. I've got the pumpkin seeds in the pots down there. They've not germinated just yet. They've got the bottles on as well. The smaller seedlings down there are goji plants, which are also growing really well. They take something like 3 years for fruit, so they're definitely a long-term one to try and keep alive. I've still got the 2 massive trays of flower here as well that I've got to get planted out in the next week before they just end up suffering, and yeah, they're probably already past that, but I'll see how they get on. Finally, over here I've got the sweet peas, which I definitely need to get planted out this week as well. I've also got my first couple of corn plants, which again I could really do repotting just to keep them going until it's time to plant them out in a couple of weeks' time. I've also I've got my leeks here. I've got some bunching spring onions and then my rhubarbs as well. Just in the tunnel now, and these are the lettuces that I've got in so far, and they're absolutely massive. I put 8 in each grow bag because I just didn't think they'd get this big. This one's got a row of 3, and then this one looks a bit better, so I think I'll just stick with that in future. The strawberry plants are also doing great. They're flowering, so hopefully there's going to be some fruit on those soon. I can see a couple coming already. I'm going to be filling that bed with soil and just get that whole thing transferred in, just to give them a bit more room to grow and spread out. The rhubarb plant's doing great as well. I had this big square pot over it for a couple of weeks and it's really kicked it off growing. It's doing really well now and it's growing really big, and the broad beans are just next door, and these are starting to show some signs of flowering now as well, so these are really picking up and they're going to be growing a couple of centimetres a week at this point. These will be big enough to attach into the net in the next week or so. I've put that all the way along the back here and I'll be growing peas and beans up those all the way along. I've brought my pea plants through to the tunnel as well now, ready to be planted into these grow bags this week. I'll be growing tomatoes and cucumbers in the rest of the space in here. I think with the space on the other side I'll just put in more lettuces and maybe the melons and stuff as well. And that's everything for today. There's not a great deal to show you at the moment, but the plants are starting to get the true leaves now, which should give them all a bit of a turbo boost. And the sunflowers, pumpkins, cucumbers and melons should really start to take off now as well, so that's going to be great. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and be sure to let me know how your plants are getting on in the comment section as well. And also join me in the community tab on my main channel page, where I post regular updates on all of these plants, and I'll see you next time.